Well, today your nickname is DJ Albo, which is as good a nickname as any politician can hope for. And I saw one of your recent playlists at an event you DJ'd, and we have the Pixies, the Smiths, the Cure. It's all great stuff. I'm assuming these were bands that were pretty close to your heart as a teenager growing up. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, your love for music and what those bands meant to you?
They were, yeah. I mean, part of, you'll note if you look at my playlist from the Trades Hall function that I did in Melbourne. Part of music is politics, and the early 80s, of course, was a time of Margaret Thatcher in Britain. I think was a very radical right-wing Prime Minister. Reagan in the United States. Here in Australia, we had conservative governments, and one thing about right-wing governments is that they can produce quite good left-wing music. And at the time, the Clash, the Jam, the Buzzcocks, a lot of bands who had a critique of the sort of policies that Thatcher in particular was implementing. Here in Australia, bands like Midnight Oil were providing a critique of Australian society. And I think part of my musical influence is that. Part of it's just good music that I find. And during the last election campaign, I hosted Rage. I was doing Tom Tilley's program on Triple J. Hack one afternoon, and then I was talking to the people who do Rage afterwards and talking about music, and they said to me, "Oh, you know a lot about music." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've always been interested." And they said, "Oh, would you like to host the show?" And I, of course, said absolutely. Coming up as Nirvana, who I got to see what was then this obscure band, but there was a real buzz about them at the first ever Big Day Out. That was that's one off the bucket list, absolutely, hosting Rage.
What's the one video that you knew, I've got to put this one on?
Oh, there were a few, so hard to bring it down to one, but the Pixies, Here Comes Your Man, right. Was a highlight. The Smiths, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. A lot of Australian music. I had Hunters and Collectors of Slab, but unfortunately they picked the wrong video.
Did they go with a live clip instead of the official video?
They went with the live clip.
Rage.
Which is, The whole point of the Slab is Mark Seymour walking down a street in Melbourne with a slab on his shoulder, sure. And then playing pool in a pub and dancing daggily around the pool table with the band and with some women, and it's just a great simple film clip for what's a great simple song with an amazing beat. So it was quite good. The gig came out of an idea from one of the colleagues. He said, "Oh, would you do a function for us at Melbourne Trades Hall?" And we thought, "Oh yeah, why not? Bit of fun." And 250 people turned up, and they quite enjoyed it. And it was quite good that people of your generation coming up to me afterwards saying things like, what was the song between, the Sunny Boys and Falling Joys or what have you? And they really liked The. Yes, that is the name of a band, The. And I played Infected, and it's a great dance song. And a lot of the songs that I played would have been the first time that people would have ever heard them, I think. Some of the more obscure Australian bands like the Hummingbirds and Falling Joys that I played, were quite good, I think, for people to recognise too, that music's in a continuum, you know, nothing's really absolutely new. You know, it comes from blues originally, through to rock and roll, through to, if you hear the early versions of Joy Division that went on to become New Order, you hear music that fits pretty readily with sort of techno music today. You can see that transition of what that Manchester movement became over a period of time. So I think it's just a bit of fun. I'm not very good at the, my musical taste tends to be very much the end of last century rather than this century. But I did play some newer music as well, like The Killers and some other tracks.
There's nothing wrong with the last century. You can be the minister for 24-hour party people, the Manchester seat if you like. Well, before we wrap up, I mean, you mentioned the Slab. We have to talk about the beer line that's been named after you. How did that come about?
That came about through a local brewer. There's a lot of boutique breweries now, and Willie the Boatman are based in my electorate at St Peter's, and they name their beers after local identities. And so they, unbeknownst to me, I started getting this issue come through on social media of, oh, I just drank an Albo, and I didn't know what people were talking about. And unbeknownst to me, they decided to name a beer after me. Fortunately, it's a pretty good drop.
It is?
And it is
helps.
indeed. And we had an official launch just last week, which was a good bit of fun. It's good, it's employing local people. It's on tap in local pubs here, which is a novel way, I guess, to spread name recognition. I'm not sure I need name recognition after all this time in politics, but it can't hurt having a beer named after you.
Definitely.
A proud moment.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or find more of our stuff at studentedge.com.au.